right now.
Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen will convene a new anti-hate task force after a weekend of multiple anti-Semitic attacks in Melbourne. Joining us live now is the Executive Council of Australian Jewry President Daniel Aghion. Daniel, good to have you with us this morning. Let's start off with the weekend though. Horrific attacks, multiple attacks. How would you describe the weekend?
Well, the weekend was quite traumatic for our community. 3 attacks in one night and 3 different attacks. That's quite concerning because what it's telling us is that the hatred against the Australian Jewish community is widespread. We're not getting hit by one particular part of community. We're getting hit by a number of different parts of community with a number of different attitudes that are aggressively against the Australian Jewish community.
And this, the death to the IDF chants, I mean, that's been getting a lot of exposure because of the actions of that band at the Glastonbury Music Festival, so it looks like it's kicked on from there. Why do you think this is thriving? This anti-Semitic behaviour is thriving at the moment?
Well, obviously the events in the Middle East, the conflict in Gaza is driving the present thinking. But what concerns me is that I think we're seeing a shift change in attitude. I think we are seeing a fundamentally different approach being taken to Israel and therefore to Jews around the world. Unfortunately, Australia has a particularly violent stream of anti-Semitism, but the general themes behind that anti-Semitism exist and are being experienced by our colleagues internationally.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm curious as to why we would be more violent. Why would there be sections of some communities that would be more violent or have these stronger anti-Semitic views here rather than any other part of the world? I mean, is there something from a policy sense that we're not doing right? I mean, if you were part of this anti-hate agenda that Jacinta Allen's putting up, what would you put forward?
So there's two things that you asked me there. The first is why is Australia uniquely violent, and the second is what would I do if I was part of Jacinta Allen's hate task force? As to the first one, I've racked my brains about this and I've spoken to a lot of people and I don't have an answer. What I can tell you is that in Australia we have had 11 firebombing attacks against the Jewish community, the Australian Jewish community, in the last 12 months. 4 in Melbourne and 7 in Sydney. No country around the world has any bombings of that nature, fire bombings to that level, even remotely. One perhaps in Canada, one in South Africa, but nothing like what we've got. Why that is, I don't know. I've been racking my brains and I don't know. As to the task force, I think the answer is this. We've seen strong responses, strong language from our political leaders, and that's over the weekend. That's a great start. Now we've got to turn from talk into action, and what we've got to look for is a whole of community response. We've got some plans that we've put forward to the federal government, but really what needs to happen is there needs to be a sitting down in a very positive and collaborative and doing process with government to work through how government leads a whole of community response. This is not just about the Jewish community. This is not just about the politicians and government. This is an attack on the whole of Australia, and it needs a whole of community response.
Okay. We'll have to leave it there, Daniel, but good to have you with us this morning. Thank you.